Sharp was born on February 28, 1967 in Mornington, Victoria, where he spent his childhood. He met Anna Kemp from New Zealand while working at the Commonwealth Bank of Australia. The two got married in 1994 and settled in Mornington, a peaceful suburb on the Mornington Peninsula. Their daughter, Gracie, was born in 2002 with hip dysplasia, which required her to use a corrective brace for her first 3 months. The strain of sleepless nights took its toll on John and Anna's relationship. In 2003, Sharp made a strange purchase, a high-powered spear gun and an additional spear from Sport Philip Marine in Mornington. Despite never showing any interest in spearfishing before, Sharp dedicated hours to practicing with the weapon in his backyard. He taught himself how it worked and managed to eventually use it properly. Later that year, the family made one final move to a home on Prince Street in Mornington. This move was supposed to be a fresh page for them, but it instead became the center of growing tension and mystery. In November of the same year, Anna became pregnant again. A joy for her, but a huge headache for John, who even doubted the child was his. Gracie was 15 months old at the time. As Sharp was already struggling with parenthood, he saw the new pregnancy as an additional burden. He decided he didn't want another child, feeling that Gracie was already too much to handle. Instead of talking about his feelings with Anna, he stayed silent and grew an inner frustration and anger towards her and their unborn baby. This unspoken conflict made everything go downhill. That morning, Anna took Gracie to the child care center and returned to pick up her daughter around midday. That morning, she also called her mother in New Zealand, and they had a catch-up. Later that evening, at 8:44 p.m., Anna had a normal conversation with one of her friends. Around 2 p.m., she called her health insurance company to add the new baby to the family's coverage. Anna's friend Samantha Jeffrey had plans to see her later in the week, with a meeting scheduled for Friday morning, which Anna had marked on her calendar. But on Thursday morning, Samantha received a phone call from Anna's husband, John. This was quite unusual, as John rarely called her. He told Samantha that Anna had left. Anna's best friend, Dawn Hendry, also received a call from John, which she found equally strange, as it was completely out of character for him to reach out directly. John told Dawn that not only had Anna left with another man, but she had also left Gracie behind. Dawn did not believe John. There was no way a devoted mother like Anna would have left without taking her daughter. On Wednesday, a TV antenna technician arrived at Prince Street for an installation that Anna had booked. John seemed reluctant to let him in, but the technician noticed what he thought was an older man standing about 10 feet behind John inside the house. The technician didn't interact with this person and couldn't provide further details. Subsequent inquiries found no trace of this older man at the Sharp home. Back in New Zealand, Anna's family grew increasingly worried as they hadn't heard from her. They tried calling, but Anna wasn't answering or returning messages. Her mother, Lily, spoke with the priest, Father Tony Harrison. Lily told Father Harrison that she had spoken with Anna on Monday and had been trying to contact her ever since, without success. While Father Harrison was visiting Lily, her phone rang. It was John. He told Lily that Anna had left him for another man. The shocking news didn't end there. John also claimed that this mystery man was the father of Anna's unborn baby. After receiving permission from Lily, Father Harrison called Officer John Woodhouse. At first, Woodhouse wasn't immediately concerned, assuming that as a devout Catholic, Anna might be embarrassed about leaving her marriage for another man and possibly worried about her mother's reaction. But as days passed with no word from Anna, her family's worry grew. Woodhouse traced Anna's local health center and spoke to a nurse who remembered Anna, noting that she had been upset about her husband's reaction to her pregnancy. Everyone's intuition screamed that something was terribly wrong. They were also skeptical about John's claim that Anna had allegedly not taken Gracie with her right away. John had told Anna's family and friends that she had returned to collect Gracie on Sunday, March the 28th, and had left the family home in a taxi. Woodhouse obtained the phone numbers of every taxi company operating in the Mornington area, but found no records of any taxi picking up a passenger from Prince Street, where the Sharp family lived. He made various attempts to contact John Sharp but was unsuccessful. As a result, Woodhouse compiled a case file on Anna and sent it to Australia. Victoria Police Missing Persons Unit received the case. The officers were troubled by the disappearance of a responsible woman who was a devoted wife and mother, and who was expecting a second baby. It didn't fit Anna's nature to simply disappear and leave her child behind. The police headed to the Mornington area, with their first task being to speak with John Sharp to determine if he had any information that could help trace Anna and Gracie. After taking a detailed statement from John, they began their investigation. Sharp soon became the prime suspect. There was no evidence to support his claim that Anna had left in a blue car. No bus or plane tickets were purchased, and no hotel bookings were made in her name. Anna's friends had heard nothing about her running away with another man. The only signs of her existence were the activity on her phone and bank account. As the investigation deepened, undercover officers began tailing Sharp and noted his movements. A loner by nature, Sharp rarely interacted with others, making him an easier target for surveillance. The police increased the pressure as they hoped to force him into a mistake. John Sharp made a televised appeal for his wife and daughter, saying, "The marriage may be over, but I still love you. You are the mother of our beautiful daughter, Gracie, whom we both adore more than anyone else."
"Marriage may be over, but I still love you. And you are the mother of our beautiful daughter, Gracie, whom we both adore more than anyone else."
Detective Constable Mark Kennedy of the Missing Persons Unit had interviewed John when the investigation into his wife's disappearance first began. At one point during the initial interview, John had said, "I really don't care where Anna is. I just want to know where Gracie is." Detective Constable Kennedy noticed a stark difference between John's behavior on television and during the interview. On TV, John appeared more emotional and urgent, whereas in the interview he had been matter-of-fact and far less emotional. The police continued to watch John Sharp closely, and one day they observed him walking into bushes next to a public toilet in Mornington. He picked up a blue plastic carrier bag, removed what appeared to be a credit card, and then returned the bag to its hiding spot. When they checked the bag, they made a shocking discovery. Anna's Visa card and mobile phone were inside. Later, they also found her driving license. This evidence confirmed their fears that Anna had likely met with foul play, and John Sharp became a firm suspect. Her Visa card had been used to send flowers to her mother in New Zealand, but Lily did not believe that Anna had actually sent them. Anna's mobile phone had also been used since her disappearance, and odd emails had been sent to different family members. In April, Anna's brother Gerald received an email allegedly from her, saying that she needed time and space. The police continued their inquiries and returned to talk with Anna's friends and family, especially John. While he remained a suspect, they could not determine a clear motive. John was interviewed again by police in Mornington, but his story hadn't changed. He insisted that Anna had left voluntarily on March 23rd. The officers were unconvinced, noting his lack of emotion, which made them doubt his version of events even more. They decided to keep John under police surveillance, and he was observed dumping potential evidence into a bin. This breakthrough confirmed Sharp's guilt in his pregnant wife's murder, but with growing dread, the police quickly realized he must have also killed young Gracie. They now had to make a very difficult decision. Would they arrest Sharp now and risk insufficient evidence for a conviction, or continue investigating him, hoping he would lead them to the bodies? John Sharp was arrested, and during his first interview, he firmly denied any knowledge of Anna and Gracie's whereabouts, sticking solidly to his story. But the police noted that it seemed like he wanted to tell them something but couldn't. According to John, Anna had left him for another man and had taken their daughter with her. He claimed that their marriage had been unhappy for some time, and that Anna had eventually told him she wanted to separate because she was having a relationship with someone else, by whom she had become pregnant. "I don't think anybody would know how John felt about anything," an officer said. "He was a closed book, very insular, a loner. I don't think anybody apart from his parents understood how John felt about anything. He didn't show any emotion, he showed no personality. I think you could call him inept." As Sharp refused to tell the truth, Detectives knew they needed another strategy to get to him. They decided to bring in his parents and show them the incriminating footage of their son at Chelsea Beach before sending them in to talk to him. After 1 hour, Sharp's parents left the interrogation room with pale faces. It was clear their conversation had a big impact. The detectives re-entered the room, and this time, Sharp was ready to talk. On March the 21st, 2004, the Sharp family attended a nephew's birthday party. The guests noticed nothing unusual. There was no visible tension or arguing between John and Anna, and everything seemed normal. This would be the last time anyone saw Anna alive. According to Sharp, 2 days after the party, the couple had a heated argument before going to bed around 9 or 10 p.m. Anna supposedly fell asleep almost immediately while Sharp stayed up thinking about the argument and what their marriage had come to. After some time, he left the bed and went to the backyard garage to pick up a spear gun he had used only for target practice. Sharp then returned to the bedroom where Anna slept, aimed the loaded spear gun at her left temple, and fired. When she continued to breathe, he reloaded and fired again, killing Anna and their unborn son. He covered her body with towels and went downstairs to sleep on the sofa bed. The next morning, Sharp tried to move Anna's body but couldn't. He unscrewed the spear gun bolts and removed the projectiles from her head, and then took Gracie to her childcare center. A TV serviceman arrived at the house, but was turned away by Sharp, as Anna's body was still lying in their bed. That night, Sharp buried Anna in a shallow grave in their backyard. Over the next 3 days, he took Gracie back to Sport Phillip Marine to buy another spear, which he intended to use to kill the toddler. Sharp told Gracie's child care center that Anna had left him, claiming he didn't know her whereabouts but promising them he would collect Gracie in a few days. He told a similar story to Anna's mother in New Zealand, adding the same detail that Anna had left him for another man with whom she was having an affair. On March 27th, Sharp put Gracie to bed for the night, then drank several glasses of whiskey and cola to numb his senses. Once drunk from the alcohol, he went to the garage, took the spear gun and the new spear he had recently bought. Just as he had with Anna, Sharp leveled the spear gun at Gracie's head and fired. Gracie didn't die immediately. Instead, she began crying in pain. Sharp then took the 2 spear shafts he had removed from the bolts used on Anna and returned to Gracie's crib. He shot her with those, but she still wasn't dead. In a final brutal act, Sharp pulled out one of the spears and shot her again in the head. Sharp explained that he killed Anna because she was controlling and moody and their marriage was unhappy. He revealed that he had been taking care of Gracie by myself and just amongst all this madness. And that's when he lost the plot. Some sources suggest that Sharp may have killed Anna after she discovered he was abusing Gracie, though there is no concrete evidence to support this theory. But the absence of evidence doesn't necessarily mean it isn't true. Sharp appeared in the Supreme Court of Victoria, where he was arraigned and pleaded guilty to the murders. On August 5, 2005, the court sentenced him to 2 consecutive life terms in prison, with a non-parole period of 33 years. Officers spent 3 weeks searching a landfill in Mornington, where they ultimately found both bodies. Anna and Gracie were laid to rest in Green Park Cemetery in Dunedin, buried under Anna's maiden name, Kemp. The grave also includes a mention of Anna's unborn son, Francis. What are your thoughts about John Sharp? Do you think something could have been done to prevent his crimes? Share your thoughts in the comments below.